Alright guys, welcome to my review of TNA No Surrender 2012. I'm not really sure how long this video is going to be, but there's a lot to talk about, so I'm just going to get right into it. The first match is Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe in the Bound for Glory series semifinals. And Jeff Hardy goes for that submission move. Samoa Joe counters it with a pin, and then Jeff Hardy counters that with a pin, and he actually pulls out the win this way. Samoa Joe is surprised it came out of nowhere. I thought it was okay. I just couldn't really get into this match for some reason. Afterwards, Samoa Joe gives him a thumbs up though, so he's still babyface and everything. Then we see James Storm talking with Jeremy Borash. He's talking about how Bully beat him last year, but this year he rights the wrong. He's going to go on to face and defeat Hardy in the finals. And Bully Ray versus James Storm is the next match. It's obvious they wanted to get the semifinals matches out of the way so that whoever's going to be in the finals gets a chance to rest up. And this was actually pretty good. James Storm does the throwing Bully into the turnbuckles, and Bully just falls face down. And he stomps on his hand, and Mike Tenay and Taz are talking about how he's Calfzilla and Sausage Fingers. But this was a good match. The ref takes a bump, and Bully hits the Bubba Bomb, and the new ref comes out, but he's slow to get to the count, and the new ref takes a bump. So Storm hits the last call super kick, but there's no ref. And Bobby Roode comes back. He hits James Storm in the head with a beer bottle. I guess for the hell of it. They haven't really been feuding since lockdown, maybe after. But yeah, they haven't really been feuding for a while, so Bobby Roode, I guess, just felt the need to come attack Storm. And he puts Bully over Storm. Bully gets the win. He advances. Yeah, that was it, really. Miss Tessmacher cuts a promo about how much Tara has taught her. And she actually cuts a really good promo here. I was surprised they didn't put this, well, I'm not really surprised, but they should have put this on TV. I'm not saying it would have increased the buys or anything, but still. I mean, they should have done this to build up the match. So we get Tara versus Miss Tessmacher. Tara has this leather outfit on that had to be right up her butthole. It was crazy how small this thing was. But Tara goes for the Widow's Peak, and she gets rolled up by Miss Tessmacher. So Brooke went, or Miss Tessmacher, can't call her Brooke anymore because of Brooke Hogan, but Miss Tessmacher gets the win. This was actually a good match. I thought Taryn Terrell might lay her out with the title or something afterwards, but no. So Tara shakes her hand, but she still looks really pissed off. So I guess they're going to continue this feud. Backstage, Hogan has Bobby Roode arrested, even though he never had any of the aces arrested. I guess because he wanted to keep them in dark rooms and torture them. But he has Bobby Roode arrested. James Storm attacks him while he's in handcuffs, and Hogan has him arrested too. So, oh man, Austin Aries comes out. He says this won't be a match. It's going to be a fight. No refs, no pins. Says he's the god of war. Armbreaker finally comes out. I didn't expect this match, or this fight, so soon. I didn't expect this at all. I mean, I thought this would be the main event. They'd do something huge with the aces. Not really. They start fighting. Armbreaker gets Aries up for a powerbomb. Aries drops powder into his eyes. Armbreaker tries to use a chair, but Aries hits him with a roll of quarters and the brainbuster. He goes to unmask him. And of course the aces come out before he can reveal who he is. And Aries is trying to fight him off. The TNA roster comes out to Aries' aid, and Hulk Hogan comes out. And what does he say? Hogan tells them to lock the place down and call the cops. The head ace ran Jeff Hardy's shoulder into the ring post, so Hardy's injured on the outside. Bully fist bumps Austin Aries. Bully was coming off as a huge babyface on this show. I actually want to give credit to FXO Vegeta, because he came up with a really cool idea, or he noticed something on the show, and the fact that Mike, the guy they were torturing, from the Aces and Eights was Mike from New York. I didn't think anything of this, but it could make sense that it would be Bully Ray as the leader of the Aces and Eights, and all this babyface stuff is just him trying to trick everyone. And I can't remember exactly, but I don't think the Aces have ever hurt Bully Ray. And the fact that he would fit the biker gimmick for the Aces. There's not really a lot of guys that could be that leader role and have it make sense. Like Jeff Jarrett, he doesn't really look like the biker leader guy. But Bully Ray could pull that off. And the fact that it was Mike from New York, yeah, that definitely would click. So, I don't know, maybe it was kind of like a little hint they threw out there, but I thought it was a great idea, and that was from FXO Vegeta. So, we get Zema Ion versus Sanjay Dutt for the X Division title. No backstage elimination with Hogan picking who's going to face him, or having Aries pick him like they did last time. I guess they just went with Sanjay, which really makes these backstage eliminations pointless when they just come up with matches later anyways. But Sanjay's wearing this weird shoulder brace. Zema puts him in the Rings of Saturn, rips off parts of the brace, and he hits the Gory Bomb for the win. I don't really know what happened here. It's not that it was a bad match, really, and it had some cool spots. I don't know if this was another one I couldn't get into. I don't know if it's because there was absolutely no build. The crowd didn't care. The announcers, they even showed the cops arriving during the match, and the announcers were talking about that instead of the match. I don't know if it was that, a combination of all of it, but I just didn't really care about this. So Hogan wants more cops. He wants the place locked down, damn it. And that's all he's doing, is running around trying to get more cops. So then we get back to Jeff Hardy. No update on him. Magnus comes up and tells Borash that Hardy's suffering from a lack of common sense. Magnus was great here. He says Hardy made a bad business decision getting involved with the Aces when he had a BFG finals match coming up. Then we get Magnus versus RVD. Typical RVD match. RVD wins with a frog splash. I knew he wouldn't put Magnus over, and that was it. I like Magnus, but this was just straight filler. Nothing to it. They're going to go with Magnus versus Joe going forward. Completely pointless. A crazy Kazarian Christopher Daniels promo, but I liked it. Daniels calls Hogan Thunderlips. That was great. AJ Styles and Kurt Angle versus Kazarian and Daniels for the tag titles. I don't know, because I missed some of the commentary. I wasn't really paying attention. I mean, why the hell would I? But I heard like the end of this conversation with TNA and Taz, and I don't know if they were legit fighting. And I want to go back and watch it again to see if they were, but I could have swore I heard like the end of an argument. Like a legit argument they were having. I could be wrong, I could have misheard. But yeah, I kind of thought I heard something about that. And then later on, Taz is talking about his suit and Twitter and stuff, and Mike Tenay completely no-sold this, didn't care at all. And Taz was like, well, whatever. I mean, Taz sucks so much. But anyways, on to the match. Kurt gets hurt from his injury. Groin injury or something, and he's laid out on the outside. The ref's out there checking on him. Styles goes for the Styles Clash on Kazarian, but Daniels throws the Appletini in his face. Kazarian rolls him up, gets the win. Still World Tag Team Champions of the World. Best match on the show as usual. Not the greatest match these guys have had, and God knows we've seen it too many times already, but they have had better matches than this, but it was still the best match on the show. Easily. Hogan wants the cops out there for the finals. This Hogan is... When did Hulk Hogan become the chief of police? He's like Commissioner Gordon out here. He's telling the cops where to go, what to do, and I'm just... What? Like, it's completely mind-boggling how he thinks he's just telling the cops, like, how to do their jobs. I want you here. If you see him, handcuff him. What the hell, man? And there's so many of them. But, yeah, it was ridiculous. Bully Ray cuts a great promo though. He says he's destined for greatness. The cops come out, then Bully. They play Jeff Hardy's music, but he doesn't show up. Cool entrance video though. We got to see a lot of that. Thunderlips Hogan comes out instead. Hogan says, as you can see, no Hardy. Bully tells Hogan, play his music. If he can't make the 10 count, I win. Sounds fair to me. But Hogan says, blah, 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 something about Bully, this is your legacy. You don't want to win this way. You need to do the right thing. Give the general manager 4 days. We'll do this on Impact. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. Is this going to happen? Are they seriously going to screw the people who paid for this? Because they had to know that this show would do no buys. But I was thinking they were going to do that, for real. But instead, Jeff Hardy comes out. He fist bumps Bully, and they have the match. Bully, of course, works over the shoulder. Hardy's able to hit the Swanton, but Bully kicks out. Hardy kicks out of the Diamond Cutter. He refuses to quit. He refuses to surrender. And he misses the Swanton, kicks out of another Diamond Cutter, and then he finally hits another Swanton for the win. That was it. I thought maybe one of the cops is going to be one of the aces. You know, something interesting. But no, nothing happened. Jeff Hardy wins the Bound for Glory series. He's going to face Austin Aries at Bound for Glory. That was it. That was the end of the show. I have to say I'm disappointed with this. It just didn't really deliver. The matches were okay. Sure, the tag match was good, but it wasn't great or anything. And it was just a crazy, wacky show. That was TNA No Surrender. No build. Just a thrown together card, and you could tell. So that was it, really. Bound for Glory is next. TNA's biggest show of the year. Let's just hope they do a better job with that one. That's all I can say. So that's my review of TNA No Surrender 2012. Hope you guys liked this video. Leave your thoughts on this pay-per-view in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Bye.